While we wait for the new sporting season to kick off for our schools across the country, we've got the opportunity to review 2012, and what a year for youth sports it was. We've seen some brilliant teams rise to the top of the heap, and we've seen some individuals stand up and be counted. It's time now to review some more of the biggest achievements over 2012 and crown our top sportsman and woman of the year. Take a look.
Today we take another look at the year's best sporting moments in the second part of our review of 2012. Our attention now turns to the silky soccer and rugged rugby fields for last year's winter season highlights. South Africa's premier schools soccer tournament, the K-Motsepe Cup, aims to improve the quality of the sport in the country, as well as the lives of the students of the winning team. The tournament was competed throughout the 9 provinces, and the coveted grand prize was 1 million rand in assistance for the school. After several months of non-stop action, the national final was between Mpumalanga's East High College and Gauteng's School of Excellence. They took to the field in Bloemfontein. Former captain of the South African national team, Stephen Pienaar's alma mater, the School of Excellence came out on top with a 6-5 victory in the penalty shootouts. That was after the teams remained deadlocked at 2-2 after full time. With this victory, Expresso awards the School of Excellence the top youth soccer spot in the land in our unofficial log, with East High College and Rosina Sarabane following closely in 2nd and 3rd. Steenberg and the Western Cape bringing in the rear with a 5th place finish. From the soccer fields onto the netball courts, Expresso covered not only high school sports but also the young stars performing at university level. The USA National Netball Championships were held out in Stellenbosch during the June-July holidays, with the best of the best taking part, including the ever-strong University of Pretoria. With the national team in attendance and selectors watching on, the pressure was on. After 4 days of intense competition, the University of the Free State overcame the University of Johannesburg in a thrilling semi-final to set up a tense final between Tuks and themselves. Tuks started strong. At the end of the first quarter, had a 13-goal lead. Tuks won the match with a final victory score of 50-32, winning the title for the first time since 2003. And finally, to the one sport which attracted the most coverage and debate throughout a nail-biting season. South Africa's rugby fields were abuzz in the winter of 2012, with all your top schools performing over and above their usual standards of perfection. This year, the #1 spot stayed in Paarl, with Craig Corbett's Paarl Boys High and Andre Pollard's Gymnasium absolutely dominating the season, only losing 2 and 3 games respectively throughout the entire season. This meant that the decider of who would be the country's top school would be decided in the biggest schoolboy rugby game on the continent and arguably the world, namely Interskole. With so much on the line, including a year's worth of bragging rights in a town united in rugby and divided in allegiances, the occasion was something to behold. With Andre Pollard and Tjaard Moton exchanging 3 penalties each, it was down to a Rikke Sportma try in the first half to swing the title in Gummies' direction. The elation from the school was obvious, as they had defeated their old foes and reclaimed the top spot in the nation. Gummies would later relinquish their position at the top thanks to a loss to Otanikwa, but that wouldn't matter, as most in Paarl would tell you that they were the best team in the nation. So, as we at Expresso saw it, the final standings were as such. At the top of the pack is Paarl Gym, thanks to their Interskole victory and a brilliant season all round. Boyshy, who were outstanding all year round, closely follows, whilst Affies and Grey Bloem did their schools proud to make up their top 5. Some other memorable highlights were the 2 southern suburb sides, Wynberg and Sax, who played valiantly throughout the entire season. Their 2 clashes were the Triple Crown deciders, with Wynberg coming out on top in both. Luke van der Smith was another massive find of 2012, who we'll be watching very closely in the coming years. And finally, for our Sportsman and Woman of the Year. Our Sportswoman of the Year award goes to Laura Bodie for leading her team to an emphatic win in the St. Stithians Water Polo Tournament last year. The Redham House side completely dominated the event, finishing the event unbeaten and amassing a staggering 52 goals in the process, only conceding 4. Now finally, our Sportsman of the Year award goes to none other than Andre Pollard. The exciting and gutsy fly-half captained his school to one of their best seasons to date. He also represented both Western Province and his country, and was a pivotal part of the Baby Box incredible victory over New Zealand in the final of the Junior World Cup in Cape Town. He's now signed with the Blue Bulls and will be one of the up-and-coming stars to watch. This was your 2012 Youth Sports Overview. Expresso cannot wait to see what 2013 has in store.
Expresso Youth Sport, brought to you by Deep Heat. Warms pain away.